Good morning, brothers, and welcome back to the shop. Jack and I had a nice weekend we were over at Halfway, Oregon, three-day snow biking trip. Probably one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. Weather was perfect and just had a great time. However, we do have a problem. The new Warn winch that I put on, that 16.5 Ti, well, I broke it. We got buried, a buddy of mine got buried in a snowfield with the trailer and had to winch out about 2 hours just dragging through this deep snow, and I pushed it a little bit too far. Let's pull the truck in, we'll pull it out. I think we can repair it. I'll teach you a little bit about broken bolt extraction and hopefully get it back together with what we have on hand. To fix what I broke, we are going to have to take it out and all the cable off of it. We might even have to split the case on the drum, or on the winch itself. So I'm gonna pull this line off of here. That cheap sticker, look at that, that bugs me. Top of the line winch, look at it. That should never happen. You should never cut corners on stuff like that. You know why it didn't stick? Is because it's all dirty underneath. That's all you see. The winch might be perfect and work and save you and work for a long, long time. But the fact that every time you look at it, oh man, that just bugs me to no end. With the synthetic line, they put this red color, kind of a sheathing material that was on there with a piece of shrink tape. That did not hold up very well. But what this is telling you is that this is your danger zone. This is where you don't want to exceed your cable when it goes out, your line, because you need to have so many wraps on the drum for it to hold, because there's so much force on there, and this is what they've determined, I guess, is the same length. Well, problem that I ran into is I needed just a few more feet, as you typically do for the tree, because I broke my second line. Let me show you that. Ever since I've had winches on trucks, I've always carried an extra either 50 or 100 foot extra section of, well, before it was wire rope, because I've been in so many situations where I couldn't reach a tree and I just needed a few extra feet. So I was thinking that this, what is this stuff called? The blue, here it is, custom splice, quarter inch, 8,000 pound. Well, that explains it, because this broke immediately at 8,000 pound rating. It snapped like a twig. For some reason, I had in my mind that this was 3/8 and 18,000 pounds, but that explains it. But this, we pulled on this with the truck and the trailer stuck, and it just immediately, it broke. I didn't even move the rig right there. So this is not sufficient. So we're gonna have to do better with our extender cable. And there's the problem. 100% my fault. I needed some more room. I figured that if I had four or five wraps on there, that would be enough, but I pulled this screw out of here. Looks like I maybe even stripped the drum. So we are gonna have to figure that out. Probably drill and re-tap this. The bolt, of course, is probably long gone. Yeah. That's not no worse for the wear there, though. I think it'll be okay. I thought, well, there is a threaded hole on the other side. That is good news. We will not be drilling and tapping. We'll be doing, have to take the winch out. Check this out. Boy, I'm glad that I saw that before I took everything apart and went to all the trouble. That's definitely stripped out. But it looks like the exact same things right here. They'd probably take a little M8 screw with a washer on it to probably do it. We don't have that. It came with a super skookum little machine piece that held that on there, but we don't have that. I think we can kind of duplicate it with what we have. I'll bet we can find something in Granddad's bolt boxes that will work. You see the shiny washers? I've been adding mine too. Like, I can't always be taking and not putting back, so I try to put back as well. Let's find the size. I'm guessing, what do you think? Probably something, that's too small. 3/8 maybe? Maybe a bigger size here? I'll bet that's it. Whoever the engineer was that decided to drill and tap both sides of the drum, I salute you. That's it. All right, so we either need to find one that's super short. That's, you know, that drum is only probably maybe an 1/8 steel. And if we have something long sticking back there going around, who knows what will go in there and wipe out. So we need something that's pretty short. We can cut it down if we need to, but maybe we can find a little shorty. And indeed, yeah, that is 5/16. I broke down and bought myself my first pair of nice calipers, Mitutoyos from Japan. I always wanted a pair of these digital. How about that? See, professional homeowners, they don't know how to read the old analog style, and that's what I had. I had like a cheap Harbor Freight $10 pair, and I never knew how to read that. But now I've got metric and standard into the digital readout. Man, these are nice. Go ahead, if you don't have these, I'll give you permission. Get a pair, you won't be disappointed. It's pretty fun to have. As I said, I measure everything now. All right, so Mama Kitty, well, I've been gone for 4 days, so Mama Kitty is particularly needy right here. So, all right, so let's find a short bolt. If you're just joining us and wondering what's Granddad's bolt box, that's the greatest gift he ever gave me. Was his entire lifetime as a mechanic, he saved every nut and bolt from every leftover job, and he gave that to me before he passed away. And it's among my most prized possessions because it saves you so much trouble. I'm not seeing too many. There's a shorty, but that's a quarter. You might have to make one. I'll show you an old machinist trick my granddad taught me. If you're going to cut a bolt down, first take a nut the appropriate size and run it all the way in. That way when we spin it off, it'll clean those threads. Well, how about that? A tool with a guard on it. Does that make you happy, Sally? Okay. If you use your drill or impact wrench, then you can kind of run this back and forth. Usually just once is enough if it came off there, and it'll clean that up. I know, 4 days without a fire, that's a long time. All right, you're hindering my work. We're going to need some sort of washer. The problem is, as I remember from that other piece, it was a little machine piece and it was kind of thick. So it would stand off the drum a little bit and give you room to weave this or to lay that in there, which is kind of flat. I was looking at these guys here. These look like they were from Granddad's old days of changing shocks. But what if I might have cut my bolt too short now. I have to redo it. What if we did this here? Now we've got a little bit of, why wouldn't that work? A little bit of standoff there. With that washer stack there, and about the right, that's about what I'd torque it to. No conflict. And that red Loctite will hold it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna order the piece. This will work in case I need it, but I'm definitely going to order the piece. That is not super skookum right there. That is a nice tight wind. I think that'll get us by. This winch has paid for itself, I'd say in the first Well, first month I had it, really, to be honest with you, what it would have cost to have got pulled out and the inconvenience or hiring a tow truck. It's a pretty good investment. We are back in business, actually. This 1/4 inch, 8,000 pounds. If you think an 8,000 pound winch will pull a truck out like this with a trailer on it, think again, you want to start at 12,000 for sure. But it dawned on me, the Harbor Freight, remember that, what was it, Apex winch that broke the housing? I threw it all away, but I kept the synthetic rope that was on it because this stuff is, I thought, well, I might use that someday. And it appears to be the same size. I think it's the same size as that was rated at 12,000. This is 16.5. Maybe someone can look that up in the comments and let me know if the line on the Harbor Freight's new Apex winch is the same as the 16.5. It'd be interesting to know. But it's going to be, it's going to be a lot stronger than that 1/4 inch because it's, I mean, what is this stuff? 3/8 or better. So that problem solved. We got eyes on it, ready to go. Perfect. Well, brothers, that's probably about all the time we have for today. Tomorrow, we might be doing a big tree removal. Of course, one of the nice ponderosas down by the river was crushed right in half, broke right in half because of must have been too much snow, heavy snow load on it. And wouldn't you know it, fell right across the wood pile. So and it's hanging out into the river. So we're gonna have to go deal with that. So we might do that tomorrow. Get that out and cut it for firewood, and yeah, such is life. I was thinking as I was fixing my own mess up, and the reason why that bolt pulled out of that drum was because I didn't leave enough wrapped on it. Because a guy's got to do what he's got to do, right, to get out if you want to sleep in your own bed that night. So we did what we had to do. But it's funny, I was reading in the comments of so many of you guys that agreed with me that, or with my dad, said that half of the time we spend at work is fixing other men's mess ups, right? Or shoddy work. And some of you guys, like in HVAC, were saying, no, it's probably more like, or furnaces, furnaces and HVAC, it's probably more like 70%. And it dawned on me as I was working on this, I'm like, well, if we figure that half of our time is spent fixing other guys' mess ups, and the other half is spent fixing our own, it's pretty hard to advance, isn't it? Man, the funny saying, you never have time to do it right, but you always have time to do it twice it's so true, isn't it? All right, well, thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. If you don't mind, take a moment and click the thumbs up on these videos. Comment. We appreciate that. And keep us in your prayers. We pray for you constantly. We'll see you guys on the next video.